DJ Durkin was named head coach at the University of Maryland earlier this month, and at the age of 37, immediately became one of the youngest head coaches in all of FBS football. DJ Durkin, kind enough to join us now from our campus studio in College Park. DJ, one of your first orders of business to fill out the staff, and you've hired coaches with former head coaching experience, guys who are considered outstanding recruiters in Mike London and Scott Schaefer. What was the thought process behind those two hires specifically?
Yeah, I think, anytime you can surround yourself with people that have, great experience and knowledge in what you're doing, I think it's obviously a good thing to do. And so both of those guys you just mentioned are really, they're great human beings. They're great people. They're guys that are well thought of throughout our entire profession. And so, things just timed up right and worked out. And I'm very thankful for it. I mean, I tried to jump all over it as soon as I could, and we had some really good talks and got things rolling right away.
Listen, the holiday season is crazy for everybody, but there may not be many people in the country who are going to be busier than you and your staff, so prioritizing becomes very important. What is priority number one before day one of spring ball?
I mean, right now, priority number one is recruiting. I think it's always some that are right around 1 or 1A, no matter what time of year. But especially now, we're in the middle of, going through a coaching change and putting together a recruiting class. It's a dead period in recruiting, but we've still got to be, evaluating and reaching out and contacting guys the way that we're allowed to. And then, I think right after that then becomes obviously just finishing out the staff and getting everyone here in place, and not just the coaching staff, but all the support staff and everything else that goes into it.
I understand you've now had the chance to meet with most of your players individually. Instead of breaking down game film of their play, you showed them scouting reports that you had on them from your time at Michigan. What were their reactions?
I don't know if it was a little motivation or what it was, but I was trying to be honest with them and let them know. I think everyone, you have maybe a perception of how you think others view you. I think it's good to hear sometimes how they really do. And so, both positive and negative. I mean, but we did. And we at the school I was at this past year, we played Maryland, and we do a personnel breakdown and scouting report. And I felt it was maybe a good thing to share with them and let them know, how they're viewed, and then some motivation, what they can work on.
I know you spent time under some very notable head coaches, including Jim Harbaugh last year at Michigan, his first year as the head coach of that program. So what lessons did you learn from him last year that you can apply this coming season in College Park?
Yeah, Jim, he's one of the best out there. He's done this for a long time. He's got great experience. He's been very successful. Obviously, that's documented everywhere he's been. I think, I could probably tell you something every day I was there that I learned from Jim. And I think, I've been very fortunate to be around a bunch of great head coaches as well as other assistants that I've worked with. I always try and take something, every day when I come to work, I try and learn something new. And so, I think that's, as coaches, that's what we always do. You kind of take bits and pieces from everyone and then put it into your own personality. And so that's the intent. I've been thinking about this for a long time as to how I would make decisions, do this and that, as a head coach. And now here we are, and that's really it. It's just, take what you learn. I'll still continue to reach out to Jim and other guys that I've worked with for advice when certain things come up. But I think the most important thing is just be you. Be yourself. Be what your personality is, and I think guys will respond to that.
DJ, offense, obviously the bigger unknown. You've made it clear you won't be in a rush. You want to find the right guy as offensive coordinator. Where does that search stand?
Yeah, that's been a huge topic day to day around here. I'm actually kind of enjoying it now that people are on edge about it. So, I said that from day one about being methodical about it. I meant it, and that's just how I'm going to be. I really believe when you're making big decisions, and that is a huge one. You gather all the information that's available to you. Don't skip out on something or just make a decision rushed, and because it's a big decision. And so we're getting close to conclusion on that. And I've done a thorough search and spoke to a lot of people. And I think here in the near future, here everyone's going to see what we've done. And I can tell you, we're going to have one of the best coaching staffs in the country put together here. There's been great interest from a lot of great coaches out there. And so my whole thing is let's surround ourselves and our players with a group of men that have a purpose, have great knowledge of the game, are guys that are about the right things, and that's what we're going to do.
Finally, DJ, you joined Chris Ash at Rutgers, Will Muschamp at South Carolina, Kirby Smart at Georgia. Former DCs getting head coaching jobs in the same league. What do you make of that trend?
Yeah, I mean, I was asked that the other day. I think, I don't know if it's coincidence or what it is. Obviously, I like that trend. I think it's I think it's good. You know, there was a while there where it was going the other direction. I think probably like most things, it goes in waves. You know, for whatever reason, it was several years in a row. It was mainly offensive coordinators. Now there's been some defensive coordinators getting opportunities. You know, head coaching, I think there's so many other things that go into it more than just a play caller. And so, you know, I think it has less to do with whether you're an offensive or defensive guy going into it, I believe, than many other things. And so I'm glad all the guys you mentioned right there, you know, I know them all personally, and they're all great people, great coaches, and I think everyone will have great success.
Touching all the bases of Maryland football with head coach DJ Durkin. Coach, truly appreciate the time. Enjoy the holidays while you can.
Thanks. You too. Thanks for having me on.